A sex house of horror. Many of them went on to say that when you join Carbon Nation, you have to get rid of all your belongings, change your name, and put all of your money into a pot so everyone can feed themselves.
What is good, y'all? YD here, back with another video. And man, I wasn't even gonna talk about this until I seen it on Hulu and Disney Plus. I haven't watched it, but the crazy thing is I already know about it because it was on YouTube probably like maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, and I was actively watching it, you know, because they was posting on YouTube heavy, getting that YouTube money, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell y'all my side of what I saw and what I know, and then we're gonna get the witness accounts, or you know, the people that was actually in the code. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
A sex house of horror.
He would abuse me in front of the women.
And it came crashing down when police caught up with Eligio Bishop. They call him Nature Boy.
I had to willingly engage in these sexual activities to keep myself safe.
Victims of his alleged sex cult are speaking out.
I was still strangled on multiple occasions.
They say once accepted, Bishop forced women to have sex with him. You had to change your name and give up all your money. But some members say it's all a lie.
We know he's innocent. Yeah. We were there.
But a jury saw it differently. What it was really like being a member of Carbon Nation, and why they were told to believe that women are property of men.
The black man is God!
The black man is God!
The black man is God!
I'm leading by example. That's all I'm doing.
So my first run-in with him probably was maybe 2018, 2019, maybe around that time. And the only way I seen him is because he used to have like a group of black guys with him. You know, they'll go in the grocery store and he'll stand in front of the produce and he'll explain to them the stickers, you know, what the stickers mean and how some of the fruit is genetically modified and some of it is not natural and it got sprayed with pesticides, you know, all this stuff. And I went and did my own research and I was like, okay, he's telling the truth. You know, he might know something. Let me look into it.
You should never buy produce in the grocery store again without knowing what these sticker numbers actually mean. I see most people buying apples, bananas, and avocados without ever looking at that little sticker on the fruit. Those numbers are not random barcodes. They tell you exactly how that piece of produce was grown, what it was sprayed with, and whether it was genetically modified. Here's what they actually mean. If the code has 4 digits starting with 3 or 4, that fruit was conventionally grown. It was sprayed with pesticides throughout the growing season. After harvest, it was washed, which strips the natural wax the fruit produces on its own, and then it was coated in a petroleum-derived wax to extend shelf life. If the code has 5 digits starting with the 9, the fruit is certified organic. Any waxy coating on the surface is the fruit's own natural produced protective layer. If the code has 5 digits starting with 8, the fruit has been genetically modified. But here's the part most people don't realize. Companies are not legally required to put these stickers on produce, which means if the sticker isn't there, you have no easy way to know how that fruit was grown or what category it falls into.
So after doing my research and finding out that, and I'm like, okay, you know, he got some truth to what he's talking about. Then it turned from that to them moving out of the country or going into the jungle, some living natural. I'm like, okay, you know, that's cool too. You know, everybody wants to live naturally and get away from all the, you know, the stuff that kills you in the city and the society. And then it turned from more than that to where it was drama. And that's when there was a lady, an elderly lady. Her name was Mama D. And I remember her coming on, you know, into the code with them because she had health issues, and he said he can help heal her or whatnot. And he ended up, you know, killing this lady because she couldn't take her medicine like she's supposed to, you know, all because he wanted to give her natural healing, and she ended up dying out there. But let's hear what one of the members got to say about what happened.
Mama D.
Mm-hmm.
As far as her situation in your overall story, where does it land? I'm just curious.
Mama Dia was the most beautiful person I ever met in my entire life. She was such a mother to me. I had no idea that she was going through what she was going through. I had no idea she even had a heart condition. I never had a conversation with her to get to know her. I didn't even know half of the people that was there, or their backstories, or their lives or where they came from or their hometowns.
You didn't want to know, or you just was put away from
It
that
was just, I was just put away. After having a meeting, we had a meeting and I saw Mama Dia. And mind you, I'm not making emotional connections with the people of the tribe because I'm not with none of it. I don't even want to be there. Right. So one day I get up and one of the guys at the time, they're like, Nature Boy, you gotta come see this right now. And I get up and I'm like, see what? I'm thinking it's normal. I'm thinking like, this shit is toxic as fuck. We see toxic shit all day, every day. Like, why we gotta? So I get up, lo and behold, it's Mama Dia in the tent. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, Nature Boy, what you gonna do? Like, I'm done. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm just standing there like.
Let's rewind it a little bit. There's a story or rumor that with Mama Dia that Nature Boy suggested or told her to stop taking her meds that would have been able to prolong her life. Are you aware of the scenario in which that possibly could have been a situation, or do you know any details in with that at all?
What I do know is the fact that he encouraged no medication prescription vibe for any and everybody, but I didn't know Mama Dia had a heart condition. I didn't know that she was taking medication for it, and I didn't know that that was something that she needed to do. You know, she actually came to me one day and she told me something like she had some pains or something, but I didn't know what to do for her or what to tell her because I didn't know her history. So I'm like, go ask Nature Boy. And so when she asked Nature Boy, when she went to Nature Boy, he told her to go ground. And she's like trying to confide in me. And I'm like, I don't know what you need. I can't give you what you need. Like, I literally don't know, you know? So then at that point, that's when the story came up about how she had the heart condition and stuff like that. But because Nature Boy was so gun-ho on not having medication, not even vitamins, he banned books at one point in time. We couldn't even bring books.
So with witness accounts, I believe he actually killed that lady, you know what I'm saying, trying to put his false beliefs on people. I won't say putting it on people. They willingly joined, but he still lied, you know. And this is one of his main wives. It's like I want to say it's his first wife that he had. And I want to say he stole her from somebody else that was in the tribe because, you know, with him being the boss, he can control all the women for himself. And that's kind of what it ended up turning into after a while. It turned to like some type of sex code, you know, and then even he started messing with the men too. And you know what's crazy? Dude had like I want to say like a record label. They had a rap group out there in the woods too, out in the tropics, wherever they was at. But let's get back into the regular story.
When police and detectives, they raided a home in Decatur, Georgia, back in 2022.
He controls them and do what he says.
That's what neighbors told WSB TV in Atlanta, April 2022, when dozens of police officers, detectives, and a tactical team raided this home in Decatur, a suburb of Atlanta.
Lately, it's been turned into abuse from what the neighbors been complaining about.
Neighbors were right on the money. A 3-week-long investigation revealing something criminal was happening, and Eligio Bishop was allegedly at the center of it. The Shade Room got a copy of one criminal affidavit, one of many filed in DeKalb County. One woman, a former member of Carbon Nation, said she found explicit videos of herself on Twitter under the username The God. It goes on to say that Bishop posted videos of them having sex, and she attempted to leave the location after Mr. Bishop ordered other women in the house to strike her. She then told Bishop she wanted to leave multiple times and he would not allow her to. He began stating that she was his property and began pursuing her for sex. She told him no multiple times, but he kept pursuing and penetrated her vagina with his penis without her consent. She was unable to leave until the next morning when everyone was asleep. 2 days later, the explicit videos were then posted on Twitter. Eligio was arrested and charged with rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. His trial would start nearly 2 years later, February 2024. and it was explosive.
Women couldn't wear shirts at one point in time, so we started putting leaves on our nipples. Every woman had to have sex with Nature Boy or have some type of sexual fantasy with him. And a lot of times when that would happen, it would be forced.
Another thing is, this ain't his first time going to jail for this kind of incident. He's been traveling around the world, going to different places, getting banned from different countries for doing the same thing. And then some countries can't do nothing to him because of their laws is different. And then it's crazy. And then a lot of stuff that they don't explain is, you know, the abuse to everybody. Like, there was men there, and the men was getting abused by him. He was beating them up, making them, you know, do demeaning things, and they out in the middle of the woods, pooping in the woods, having kids. He get to have sex with all the women, and he get to pick who you gonna marry, forcing these women to do stuff they don't want to do. Everybody came because they thought it was gonna be more like a natural experience. You know, you live in nature, you eat from nature, you know, you live your life good. But no, there's more to it. He wants all your money, he wants your mind, and he wants your body. It's crazy, man. Dude was even doing obscene stuff with children. You know what I'm saying? Like, laying butt naked in the bed with his children, you know, doing weird stuff. Talking about that's natural, it's nature. No, bruh. He was crazy.
Here's Nature Boy on a trip to Costa Rica in 2017 before he and 15 others were kicked out for allegedly endangering and threatening national security. In one instance, they were caught defecating on the bases of trees there. They were also forced to leave the Honduras, Panama, and Nicaragua for similar reasons. And on March 1st, 2024, Bishop was found guilty on all charges, sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
You mentioned before the abuse, you got with Nature Boy. I have to ask you, when did the abuse start, and what was that abuse early on?
The abuse started when I was about 4 months pregnant. So one day we was living in Belize, and it was a situation where a woman came, the girl Kendra, Sheba, she came to Belize, and he wanted to be in a relationship with her, and I said no, and I was completely against it. She was a virgin at this time, and he wanted to take her virginity, and he told me that he wanted to do that, and I was like, you're not doing that, not on my watch. And he physically abused me right then and there. And this was about 3-4 months pregnant. And from that initial moment, it was all she wrote, or all he wrote, rather. And that's when I started experiencing physical abuse from him.
So, Bev, I have to ask you, what was your reaction to that physical abuse? Because sometimes in relationships, based on how you react is how things will continue or carry on. What was your initial reaction upon that initial situation?
I was fighting his ass back. Like, we was fighting. So this led to him being more extreme. Like, you know, if you, hypothetically speaking, you physically abuse somebody and they back down, you're not gonna abuse them because they backing down unless you're a real psychotic person and want to abuse that. But that wasn't the case. He physically abused me to a small degree. And I was like, you ain't gonna hit me, period. Like, so I'm fighting him, like we fighting. But now he's choking me out because he need to get me to stop trying to fight him back. Now he's like trying to exile me from existence because I'm trying to fight him back. So in my mind, and at this juncture still has my documents confiscated all the way over there somewhere where I don't know. I'm like, okay, how can I not be in a situation where I'm gonna get strangled and not get abused? So it always turned into me doing what he wanted me to do, but I could never get with it. So it will always be physical and then ending in him choking me out and blacking out and then waking up and being like, I still don't have my documentation. I'm 5 months pregnant now. I'm 6 months pregnant now. I'm 7 months pregnant now. Still don't have my documentation. I'm 7 months pregnant now. I'm 8 months pregnant. I'm having a baby now. I still don't have my document. How the fuck I'm gonna get out of how I'm gonna leave? Still also while not wanting to do the things that he wanted me to do. So I'll just back down and be like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I don't even care. But my body is shutting down. I'm shutting down. So he's angry with me because I can't physically perform with him or be with him. So he's forcing me at this point with the women, without the women. And I'm sitting there like, I want to leave. So I'm going through this tug of war online because he's recording me, making it seem like to the world that I'm just crazy and I don't really know what I want. But he's got all my shit confiscated. We in the middle of nowhere in a foreign country. I'm pregnant. I have no communication with my family for almost 2 years at this point. When I did have a chance to get my documentation, I did leave. But the only reason why I went back 3 times.
To Ohio, or were you leaving to?
Well, this also, over the time span of 4 years, I left maybe about 3 times. And then I went back. Yeah. And the only reason why I went back was because Nature Boy would get me on the phone and he would be like, I'm going to not be in this polygamous relationships anymore. We're going to make it work. We're going to do what we have to do to heal from our traumas. You know, sweet talking me, wooing me, you know, being romantic, doing all the things that he can to get me back in his presence. And I'm like, he's already the father of my child. I want to make it work for the sake of my child. So I'm like, all right, cool. Every single time I went back, within a matter of 2 weeks, we was already in a polygamous relationship. He was already physically abusing me. So I'm like, now the first 2 times I left and I went back, I never calculated in my mind that he would do it again. I'm not thinking that he's gonna do it. I'm thinking that we're gonna get better. I'm banking on the fact that we're gonna get better. We're gonna start healing. Man, that 3rd time I went back, the amount of physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional distress that I went through, that was it. Fast forward, we wound up in Puerto Rico and the physical abuse went up a notch. Like him strangling me out has turned into like holding my neck longer, like no oxygen, like hitting me in my face, bust lips, bruise. I'm actually kept away from the tribe and from other people because my face is messed up. And he doesn't want other people to see that because he don't want them to think like he's bad or anything like that. So I'm kept away most of the time. So I'm like, okay. And I'm back in a situation where my documentation is gone. Physical abuse went up a notch. Now I gotta play a mastermind game. How do you play a mastermind game when when you don't use things to your advantage to get what you want?
Man, she went through so much, man, so much. And you know, as women, they like to, you know, try to stay by their man regardless of how bad the man is, because love is a mother lover, and then having kids with that man makes it even more hard. You know what I'm saying? I can understand, but man, it's just, this dude did so much trauma to everybody, traveling around the world and destroying, and doing what he want, how he want. It's crazy. And then this stuff was on YouTube as well. Like, I was watching it on YouTube, not knowing fully what was going on until later on, but it showed how she was always the main one on the videos. Like she said, they arguing and fighting. They recorded that stuff and it was on YouTube. They didn't really show the beating too much, but they showed the verbal abuse and all the sexual stuff, which was crazy. But I'm glad dude got what he deserved, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all heard of this code, what y'all think about this code, man? Please like, share, subscribe, and tune in next time. I'm out.